Today's topic of discussion is be good or be gone. So, when a woman is showing good behavior, she's complying with you, she's cooperating with you, she's showing good feminine behavior, she's being submissive, that's very good. So, she's being good. The opposite of that is when she's showing disrespectful behavior, she is moody, she is not cooperating with you, she is being disagreeable, she is constantly giving you headache, drama, and then you gotta let her know you gotta be gone. So be gone means when you tell her to exit out, she has to leave. So first point is check. So you need to check a woman's behavior when she shows any type of disrespect. So the slightest thing where she's stepped on a boundary or stepped on a line, you need to check her there and then and let her know that you're not someone who tolerates any type of disrespect. So a woman's going to test your boundaries and test to see your level of masculinity. So real masculine men, they have strict boundaries and strict principles in place, and they don't take disrespect from no one. So you tell her once, you tell her, look, if for example she starts raising her voice at you, you tell her, look, me and you are having a respectful conversation here. So in this tone of voice, so the tone of voice is level. You want to, don't do it too high and you don't want to do it too low. So it's just level, isn't it? So in a tone of voice which is level, you tell her, look, I'm not someone who tolerates this level of disrespect, and if you're going to continue raising your voice at me, then me and you are going to have to stop speaking. So she's going to realize and be like, oh, okay, sorry about that. I shouldn't have done that. And then let's say a week goes by or a couple of days go by, she does it again. She starts to raise her voice at you. So then you tell her, look, me and you, we had a discussion about this last time, about you raising your voice. I'm not someone who raises my voice at you, and I don't expect people to raise their voice at me. So if you're going to maintain that level of respect for us to continue speaking, then you're going to not raise your voice. If you start to continue raising your voice again and I'm having to keep repeating myself, then me and you are going to have to stop speaking again. So then a lot of times she'll end up getting compliant because you've checked the behavior there, isn't it? So then the next point is, if for example she is talking nonsense, or she says something which is like a bit out of the ordinary, which is inappropriate or something, you simply just ignore her. So she's just trying to seek your attention. So let's say, for example, you've got a certain outfit on, or you've got a nice shirt on and you think it's good, and then she turns around and says, oh, that doesn't really look that good, or whatever the case is. What you can do is you can just simply ignore her. So that right there, you don't even acknowledge what she said. That right there is really powerful on a woman, because that woman, you're not rewarding her with attention then. Do you understand? You only reward attention to a woman when she shows good behavior. So when she's showing good, be good. If she's not being good and she's not cooperating with you, you just ignore her. And then she'll get the message that, right, okay, he's not paying me any attention here because I'm just talking nonsense. So I need to cut out my nonsense, and I need to stop stepping on these boundaries, and then he'll start to speak to me again. So that's important, guys. So you just ignore her. So you check him. So when it comes to the checking, you check a woman once, and you don't keep repeating yourself over and over again. So a lot of guys, what they'll do is they'll be constantly going back and forth with a woman, and they'll be constantly telling her the same thing over and over and over again. What is this, right? You need to check the behavior once. If she doesn't want to listen, what you do is you simply just walk away here. So you tell her once and you walk away. Now this is very powerful, and the most powerful move that you can make on the chessboard when it comes to dealing with a relationship. If a woman is not cooperating with you, she's not complying, you've told her once that you're not someone who takes disrespect, or she's not trying to communicate with you properly, and she's, let's say, throwing all these interest tests at you, it gets to the point where you have to walk away, and you say to her, look, I'm walking away from this relationship right now, and I haven't got time for any drama and any BS. So you don't just say, oh, I'm walking away. You do that through your actions, guys. So you just cut off all communication with a woman. zero communication, letting her know that's it, you've exited out of this now, because you're not someone who is submissive to a woman. You're not somebody who is compliant to a woman's needs. You know, if you're providing value to the world and you're providing value to her and she's not showing appreciation of that, you need to walk away from her and move on. You understand, guys? And then chances are, when you walk away, a lot of times she'll end up coming back and she'll want to reach out to you again after like weeks or then even months certain times. And she'll realize that you're not to be played with. Like all these other guys. All these other guys are just weak. They cannot walk away from a woman. They'll just keep trying to make that relationship work. And they're so desperate and so needy and so driven by lust here that they can't control themselves. And they'll just keep taking disrespect again and again and again and again. That's why you got certain relationships which are like 5 years, 10 years in, and the man is in that relationship and he's just miserable. So a relationship should never be based off of the amount of years a man and a woman's together. The relationship should be based off of the quality of that relationship and how they've both had a lot more highs in the relationship than a lot of lows. A lot of these guys, they're just constantly getting emasculated, constantly getting disrespected, and they are living miserable lives. And then when they come to work, they're miserable. You can just tell based off of their body language that something isn't right here. So that's important, guys. Not to say that men and women have, hard times in a relationship. All relationships are going to have hard times, but it shouldn't be where there's a lot more hard times in a relationship than good times, because that shows that relationship is a toxic relationship. You need to have more good memories with your partner. So you need to walk away from the woman and let her know that. So then that triggers in her brain that, right, this guy here is clearly stronger than me because he's walked away from the relationship now. He's had enough. He doesn't tolerate this anymore. So it's either I come with correct behavior and I apologize to him and I let him know that I was wrong for that, or she has to move on. And this is a lot of times women will not move on. Once a guy has maintained masculine frame, he's somebody who ticks the boxes, so mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and he's somebody who's a well-rounded individual. It's very difficult to replace him, and she knows that. So that's what it is. She will feel your absence from the ability to walk away, and that shows that silence is the most powerful tool you can use on a woman, especially women. But you can use it on men as well, but especially women, because you're withdrawing the currency there. You're withdrawing her attention. So that attention right there is being taken away then. And then final point is be alone. So if a woman's not cooperating with you, she's not complying with your terms and your conditions in a relationship. For a healthy relationship, you need to allow out your principles and boundaries, and you need to let her know that this is my set standard here and this is what I bring to the table, and I'm expecting you to provide value to this relationship. So if she is not up to scratch and she's showing disrespect, she's showing not cooperative behavior, she is being masculine, so on, you need to get to the point where you're going to have to be alone. So you'd rather not be in that toxic type environment. A lot of guys nowadays, they're in these toxic relationships, toxic households, and they're just stuck in there because these guys are so weak. They cannot walk away and be alone. Certain times in life you have to be alone, and then with that value you have the mental clarity to focus on your purpose, to focus on providing value to society, and to focus on you. So a woman can only submit to you when she sees a man that this guy here is purpose driven. He's focused on himself and he's focused on providing value. He's not focused on her. As soon as you start to focus on a woman and you start to pay all your attention to a woman, that's when you'll start to see how she starts to become moody, argumentative, and she'll want to exit out. And she will exit out because that puts her at a survival risk when it comes to her. Subconsciously, she sees that this guy here clearly is head over heels in love with me and he cannot walk away and be alone. So that's really important, guys. You guys need to develop that abundance mindset and to develop the mindset of you're happy to have your peace of mind rather than being in a toxic relationship. So that's really important, guys. So just a summary, so check the behavior. Anytime she's showing any type of disrespect, or she's showing the slightest disagreement here, or she's not complying to good behavior, you check her, you tell her, look, you don't appreciate how she's been disrespectful there. Second point is to ignore. A lot of women, what they'll do is sometimes they'll just talk nonsense, or they'll talk about something stupid. You just ignore them. She'll clock on that, oh, okay, he doesn't want to speak about that. Next point after that is walk away. So if it gets to the point where the woman's just continuing to try and disrespect you and try to emasculate you, you just walk away from that, and you let her know that you're serious about it and you mean business. Like less than 10% of guys are even willing to walk away from a relationship. Guys are just so needy and attached, and they'll just get to the point where they become just emasculated fully, and then they won't even leave with their self-respect. So leave with your self-respect at all times, at all times, guys. That's really important. So, and then the final point is, be alone. So be comfortable being alone for extended periods of time to work on your purpose, focus on meeting other people, other guys who provide value to your life, and then you can meet other women as well, rather than entertaining a relationship. So let her know that. So be good or be gone. So I hope you guys liked that video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.